piece of the puzzle. Sisters alike, even animals all around. If you're wrong or right, or if you're up or you're down, it doesn't matter who you are, you're a piece of the puzzle. It doesn't matter what you do, you're a piece of the puzzle. Doesn't matter who you are, you're a piece of the puzzle. It doesn't matter what you do, you're a piece of the puzzle.
Welcome to It Matters Radio. This is Monica Brinkman, and I am here with the wonderful, well, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody? I always like that.
My name's Azariah Paris.
Yes. And
I'm living in Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. And that's me in a nutshell right now.
You know, Azariah, I've been wanting for a long, long time to talk with you. I know that we have communicated here and there, you know, on social media, and I've been following your career, and I'm just so pleased that you could make time in your busy schedule to meet with us today so everybody can get to know you.
Awesome.
Now, I understand that you were drawn to music at quite a young age.
Yes.
When did you first decide that, you know, I really love music, it's something that I want to do?
Probably what I wanted to do. Probably when I was, that's a really tough question now, because there's like several periods of my life.
Well, why don't you tell us the different periods that you went through?
Well, the first period was when I was 5. I guess I don't remember too much of it, but my family had pictures and stuff like this of me on the drum set that they bought me for Christmas.
Oh, brave parents doing that.
Yeah. And my father was a musician.
What did he play?
He played bass guitar. Yeah. So
gotta have that bass.
And my mother played keyboard, so the whole family was kind of musically inclined. And I think at the point where I wanted to do it, wanted to be a musician, was probably when I was when I played in my father's band when I was about 9 years old, I believe.
Oh.
And it was at a New Year's Eve gig, and I was playing with my father and my uncle who played saxophone. And at the end of the night, I was surprised that they paid me $50.
And that was quite a bit of money for someone your age, right?
That's like 1967, 66, 67, 68, something like that.
Yeah, it's quite a bit of money back then.
That's quite about a minute. So I was hooked then.
You kn-
Not just because of the money, because I was enjoying myself anyways playing music. Playing some songs and just up on stage, and that was my first time. So yeah,
I bet Dad was proud, huh?
yeah, well, yeah. The whole family was actually. Yeah, it's a
I
good time.
like the fact that I'm seeing this happen more often, and I hope it continues. That I'm seeing more families getting together
Hmm.
and exploring the arts together. There's even some that have bands now of
Yeah,
whole families.
yeah,
But
yeah,
even those who don't, they encourage their children to,
yeah,
go ahead and discover the arts.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
everyone's supposed to be, a brain surgeon. It's
No, no. But it's funny that you should mention that because I was just in touch with my first guitar teacher about 2 weeks ago. I've got I just looked across Facebook and I saw a Mason. It was his son. So I messaged his son, and to make a long story short, I ended up speaking to my old guitar teacher I haven't spoken to in 50 years.
oh, wow.
So on that note, we were talking about how like I used to go to his place. His studio used to be in the basement, and actually his son that I contacted actually said he really missed the fact that there was music in the house all the time.
Yes.
And the family would be getting together, like everybody played. And they kind of missed that situation. So when you mentioned that, how families get together, I just had that kind of, thought that I'd share with you.
Oh, that's wonderful. Gosh.
Yeah, it was awesome.
No, you are just so lucky to have had such wonderful parents, and
Mhm.
such talented parents too. So I'm sure that you have gone quite a few places also. You're very humble about it. But I know you
That's
have
what, that's
toured.
what Mike says too.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about touring and what that was like
Oh, jeez.
with the other bands and such?
Oh my God. Oh, probably. Well, let's see. What comes to my mind in the early days, um, probably I'm just trying to think, 1972, 73, something like that, when Deep Purple came out, and I was in a cover band that did Deep Purple songs and stuff like this, and it was at a good time because we had um, uh, Deep Purple had put out their live album,
Hmm.
and the Live in Japan album, I think it was called.
Right.
And I think it was the summer after that we got to go over there and tour for like 2 weeks in Japan as a cover band, right? And we sounded pretty good. We actually did that pretty, it was like a tour, two and a half week tour of Osaka and Tokyo and in and out and stuff. So that was a lot of fun. And then another thing I've done was on the opposite end. I've been in Las Vegas. I've been in a '50s touring act,
Oh, that would be fun.
which was
Kind of
we
like
had.
Daddy-O.
Yeah, it was like they had like a guy imitating Fats Domino and a guy imitating uh, um, Jerry Lee Lewis and Buddy Holly and stuff. This is my character. I was imitating Chuck Berry at the time,
Oh,
and so we had all these '50s acts that we were just recreating their kind of what they were doing back in then. We were recreating that, and we did probably maybe one or two Las Vegas shows, but we were just touring around the states whenever we had shows and stuff like that. And yeah,
that's a
and
fun thing to do too.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and Chuck Berry. I mean, I saw Chuck Berry in person several times, and
Oh, is that right?
I
Hmm.
can see you doing that though, because you're a maestro when it comes to the playing music. You are.
Oh,
You're a
Mike's
killer.
Thank you very much.
But
Oh,
now you toured quite a few countries, though, didn't you?
yeah, yeah,
And
oh,
met quite a few people.
yeah.
What
My
are, who
quite
are
a
some
few
of the
people.
people you worked with that you probably would never forget?
Oh my God.
There's probably so many, but I'll just take like a couple.
Jeez. Oh, jeez. There's a fellow named actually, his name is Drew Arnott. He actually actually he's half of I don't know if you remember Strange Advance, a band called Strange Advance at
No,
all.
that's one I missed.
Okay, you should look him up then.
I will.
And they do have a few hit stuff. Anyways, Drew Arnott. He played keyboards in a couple of Aerosmith songs. When they played at Little Mountain, did their records at Little Mountain Sound, I think, in Vancouver. And he's the guy that um, we're not really good friends now because I haven't seen him in a long time, but we have connected.
Right.
And he's one guy that I'd like to, kind of play with again because him and I used to do some stuff when we were in high school.
Wow. Was that one of those relationships where you just got together and it happened?
Yeah,
Just clicked?
yeah, yeah. And I guess it was funny too because in that time span, I'm thinking about the other people too, and I don't know if you know if a band called Prism.
Oh yeah.
Well, the original singer Ron Tabak,
Hmm.
I played with him in a band just before he went into Prism. Yeah, you know, and that was pretty awesome
I
to do.
bet.
Yeah, and yeah, I can't
That
think of
is so
anybody
funny.
else that you know. One guy I would like to see again was probably Little Richard himself.
Now you played with Little Richard, correct?
Yeah, yeah, and
I'm losing your video view. There we go. Now we can see you.
oh, this thing's just moving by itself.
I know.
There we
Technology.
go.
Oh, there we go. That's perfect. Little Richard, I have never seen anyone with so much energy.
Have you ever seen him live?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is he like that in person also, or is he the opposite when you see him
He's
in
he's
person?
he's totally the opposite.
I had a funny feeling.
He is totally opposite. He's so laid back. It's like I remember times going into the hotel room and like when you go into his hotel room and wouldn't even be around, but he'd come out and he'd be like dressed down and sat there, talked about the show, but wouldn't say much. Just sat there and would just total opposite. Just
You
like
would never expect
you
him
know,
to act like that, right?
no.
But
But
he
it
he
was
was an
funny
act, though, right? I mean,
when it's
he
oh
became
yeah
this persona.
when it was showtime. It was showtime.
Hmm.
And it was just like two two different people, really.
Wouldn't that be fun, though?
Yeah, it was.
You could be your alter ego, right? Well, you know what? I think it's time that we heard some music. So we're gonna take a short break, and folks, I know you're gonna enjoy this music as much as you did the first one. We got more coming too, but we'll be back in just a moment to speak with Azariah. See you in a minute.
Woke up this morning, fell out of bed. That's when I knew day's gonna be blue. No shower, no breakfast, out the door. As I tripped on the dog, I'm gonna boogie the blues all day long. Gonna boogie the blues all night long too. just moan. Set this car free. Open the hood came down. I let out a yell, my face is a frown. I'm gonna boogie the blues all day long. Gonna boogie the blues all night long too. Woo! Woo! Next thing you know, tools were on the ground. Walked back to the house, tripped on the dog, slammed the door behind me, headed back to bed. I stubbed my toe. I said, thank God. I said, I'm gonna boogie the blues all day long. Gonna boogie the blues all night long. I'm gonna boogie the blues all day long. Gonna boogie the blues all night long too. Yeah.
Welcome to RiseUptv. My name is Mark Rosner and I'm a music manager from Vancouver, BC, Canada. So I started out in 2014 with one artist. I now represent over 70 artists worldwide. I want to invite you now to come along on a 12-episode journey called RiseUptv, in which we explore the new world of the music business. And just for fun, let's load all the artists onto a huge bus and travel across Canada together, doing shows in each city, staying at hotels, and experiencing life together on the road. You get the picture. This is the life of a musician in today's world, juggling personal lives with music and pursuing their dreams no matter what the cost. And I'll be there too, offering advice, encouragement, and when needed, the cold hard truth. The artists you'll meet on these episodes are real people taking their shot.
Hey everyone, my name is Bree Taylor and I'm a singer-songwriter from Toronto, Ontario.
Hey everybody, how you doing out there? My name is Ian Kay and I'm coming to you from my hometown of Peterborough, Ontario, Canada.
Hi, my name is Tiffany DeRosier.
They're giving up time at home, opening up their lives to the world. You may even find some amazing music along the way.
Hey, this is Jackson Reed in Calgary, Alberta. I was just at Recordland, my favorite store in the whole wide world, and I just bought some brews.
So join me, Mark Rosner, our host and magician, Roger Boucher, Adventure Report's Paul Abbey, and over 70 artists and celebrities from all across Canada, the US, and countries like South Africa, Europe, the UK, and more. Come celebrate the diversity of music and culture. Have a front row seat for all the good times and all the bad times.
You know what I don't like are lineups. How does everyone have the same idea to go back at the same time from the island? First world problems, right?
RiseUptv is all about seeing who will stand out in the end, who will rise above, and who will conquer their fears, who will make us laugh and cry. I want everybody to succeed in life, but I also want everyone to get their shot and rise up.
Picture perfect, here we are, hoping that a story never ends, caught up in the masquerade of fairy tales and Neverland. I've drifted to your distant shore, enchanted but afraid to let you in, pretending that my heart is still when deep inside it's porcelain. I think I'm gonna burn my boats tonight. I'm gonna take my chances. I wanna turn my fears into the light. Let go of my defenses.
welcome back to It Matters Radio Musical Guest Interviews. If you're just arriving, this is Monica Brinkman, and I'm going to be your host for the rest of the evening. And with me today, I have to present the wonderful, magical, musical artist, Azariah Paris. He's a monster when it comes to playing. If you've heard the music, you've already heard 2 songs, and we're going to play more. And there's lots more where that came from. So speaking of your music, we know you've toured the world. You've played with some outstanding professional people, and you have put your time in. But there is some exciting news. I understand that you got in with a management company, and they're doing something a little bit remarkable. Could you let us know what that is?
Oh, you're talking about the RiseUptv.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, what that is basically, it actually almost reminds me of that the 50s road show that I was talking about earlier, right? You get on a bus, with a whole bunch of musicians, and you get on the bus and you have fun and you travel and you play music and you have more fun and you go to the next show and so on and so forth. So like the show starts in Victoria. It's called RiseUptv, the tour 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Starts it off in Victoria. We head to on the May 20th. Next day, the 21st, we're in Vancouver. And then the next day, the 22nd, we are in Kelowna, then Revelstoke, then Calgary and Edmonton. Yeah. And we're going to have, there's so many genres of music that's happening with the tours. It's just going to be it's going to be actually really a lot of fun because you're going to have your hip hop people on the bus, you're going to have your rock people, you're going to have your folk people, you're going to have your blues, and you got all that support there. So it's going to be it's going to be like a family on tour, on a vacation, on a musical vacation. I can't wait. It's going to be I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
Well, what I love about this whole concept is people have been doing this for a while, having tours or using tour buses to get to venues. But no one televises really what goes on. I mean, we saw a little bit in some movies.
Yeah.
And, like maybe the Rolling Stones or any of them that we saw bits and pieces of it. But we've never actually followed people on a full tour.
Oh, it's like a reality show. So
yes,
that's exactly what it's going to be like, and in actual fact, it's going to be made into a reality show, and for yourself that it's going to be showing in different stations around the world, and just a different concept for musicians to look at. This is what I look at. It's actually kind of like a template for other musicians to actually say, this bring back that camaraderie, that sense of musicianship and the sense of friendship at the same time, and on a bus, and take care of business the right way, make sure everything's your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted, and have some fun.
And Azariah, RiseUptv though, it even goes beyond that, because I mean they're going to have Roger Boucher there, the illusionist, musician.
Yeah.
It's going to be emceeing.
Yeah.
And they're going to show what it's really like. It's not going to be they're just going to pick out the best things,
No, it's gonna be a really true reality show. It's like it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be fun, and everybody that's participating in it should be proud that they're doing this. And after the the conclusion of it all. You know, you sit back and you know, and elaborate on what happened, and wait for the show to come out and
Yeah.
have a few beers.
And what's even more exciting is it's not even ending there, from what I understand.
No,
They're
no.
going. They're doing this one in Canada. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they're going to be going into other countries, into the UK,
U.S.
US. Yeah, absolutely.
Australia.
2018, 2019, into 2020.
Yeah, yeah. It's an ongoing thing. So, you know, you know, and we do have people from I believe that are coming from the United States and from overseas that, you know, going to be on this tour. So
Yeah.
I can't wait. That's going to be just so awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. And I don't know. I just hope that I'm able to do some interviews with you guys while you're on the tour. I'm going to sure
Oh,
try
yeah.
my best to check
Oh,
in
yeah.
on you every day.
That would be awesome. That'd be great, actually. That's actually good. You know, would be on the bus.
Yeah,
You know, you could do an interview on the bus.
exactly. It would be such fun. So that's something I'm going to try to do, if at all possible, if I can get the technology worked out. So I'm going to look forward to that. Now, Azariah, what drew you to the type of music that you're creating right now?
Oh, jeez.
Or what was your purpose? Because I know that you've played with many bands and all different types of bands, which is a good thing.
Are you saying, in particular, the CD itself, like the music that's on the CD, and what drew me to this
Yeah,
kind
because
of?
I know that you have done all different types. Are you
Yeah.
just getting back to what you love right now?
Well, yeah. The whole thing about it is that I've always wanted. This is my first CD.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been wanting to put out a CD for probably about 2 decades. So, and I've done work, a lot of work in, you know, in recording studios, you know, everywhere. Los Angeles. Here, I belong to a recording studio musician here at Blue Door Recording Studio here. So I do some work for them. You know, so I'm always doing stuff for other people, which I love doing, but I never have a chance. Like, I'm a writer, I'm a songwriter too, so I never have a chance to, you know, to do my thing. So
Because you're helping others.
yeah, which I don't mind, which I still do.
Yes, you do.
You know, which I still do, but it's been a long time coming for me to break out with an album or a CD. And it's funny, it's really weird, because the other day I'm thinking about the CD, but I wasn't thinking I was thinking about my next CD already.
Isn't that
Already
great?
got it. Yeah, like I was telling my wife the other day, I got so much material. You know, I'm like, the material I got coming out now.
Mm-hmm.
This has been going on for like 2 decades, right? So, but I got other stuff that's coming out like right now, right? So
Yeah.
I'm excited about that too.
Oh, I would be. I would be.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that you're able to finally express yourself as an artist, as who you are, after all this time. And where have you been hiding? You should have done this a long time ago.
Oh, that's the thing. I've been on the road all the time doing different things, you know, and never settled down anywhere in particular. You know, I've had my favorite places to go and stuff like that, but I've been in Regina here for 5 years. Before this, I was in Winnipeg for 5 years.
Right.
And so I'm thinking I'm probably, you know, kind of settled down in a way, but I'm still touring, obviously.
You're always going to be touring as long as you can.
Yeah. So yeah. That being said, I'm just glad that I'm still here and able to, you know. I love teaching too, you know. So that's kind of a nice perk for me because I like to pass on, my knowledge too. So yeah.
Well, what services can you provide other people?
Services. I can fix guitars. I can teach them how to play guitar, banjo, drums, bass. I can teach them how to read music. Teach how to sight read. Ear training.
Ear training is wonderful.
Yeah, ear training and improvisations.
How do people get in contact with you?
Oh, either by Facebook or as Paris Rocks 15@gmail.com or I don't have a website. I'm working on a website. That's the thing about a website. It's my when you have a website and you go through your history.
Yeah.
So it's just like and then you go through your history, and then after a while you think, oh, I forgot a little bit about this part of my right. So you got to go back. It's like so, but the website's coming.
Yeah, you're getting it refined right now and ready to go. Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to be selling any products such as hats or mugs or t-shirts?
Other than the CD, I'm going to have T-shirts with my logo on it. I have probably some picks, with my logo on it. Actually, my wife actually made a prototype with my logo on some guitar picks for Christmas, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah, how nice.
Yeah, so that's probably about it for now. Probably later on hats.
Now people can get those. They don't have to be at the venues at the actual events, right?
No, they can go on the website www.rosnersmanagement.com and or go to RiseUptv. Press in RiseUptv anywhere, Google or on Facebook, and you can find our merch. Just go on the website's the best thing. You can find our merchandise.
Yeah, and Azariah also has an interview that he did with Mark.
Pardon me?
You did an interview with Mark, correct?
Oh yeah, I did
and that's
too.
Up there.
Yeah, that came out. It came out yesterday?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, it came out yesterday. So that's I haven't seen the whole interview. I will take a look, but a couple of my friends actually saw the interview and they really liked it. And so
I listened to it. I loved it.
Yeah, right on. That was a good interview. It was an interview that I've never been through like that.
Well, that's what you need every once in a while, right?
Once in a while, you just stir it up a little bit, eh?
Keep you on your toes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, something, Azariah. I just think you're multi-talented, and you've given so much to other people, and you've created musicians for years now. You always back other artists. You're so professional in what you do, and I think people can learn from that.
Yeah. Well, I can attribute that to, all the people that I played with, actually, starting from my father, starting, at a young age, starting at a young age, just knowing, how to be professional, and I think, being professional, you always have to have the knowledge to go along with it too.
Yes.
And I keep on learning myself. I still learn from my kids that I teach. Sometimes it's like totally amazing the kids that I teach. Because I don't know, kids they'll if you're a teacher and you're teaching a child, they see you in a different way, or they hear you in a different way, and then they explain it to you how they hear it or how they understand it, which is a good thing, right? So yeah, I enjoy that.
Oh, it has to give you such pride.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, you're keeping the future musicians alive. We need that, right?
Yes.
So what can we look forward to? You're going to be working on another CD maybe after the tour?
Yeah, I think I'll probably start writing it out for sure. But I think which I know what I'm going to be doing is creating a couple of videos.
Good, good. Oh, send those to me because you know
yeah.
I want to air those.
Yeah, yeah. We'll just do some videos. I've got some people lined up to help me with that. So
can't wait to see those videos. Are such fun. Anyway, they're fun to do too. And I think the story behind making the videos is sometimes better than the video itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just have heard all kinds of stories, but it's fun. So what do you do for fun? What do you do to relax, or do you even have time to relax?
What do I do to relax? I like to spend as much time as I can with my wife Kathy. If I want to relax or anything, if it's a nice day, go to the park or whatever, or we have a balcony here that we can go out and and if it's a nice day, we got and I have 2 cats here, so we enjoy our cats.
Oh, okay, you know me and cats.
Yeah.
I already love you more now.
Yeah. I'll have to show you. I'll send you my pictures of my cats.
I would love to see them. I don't know. They're just a sweet little creature. I love all animals, but I just have a fondness for cats. I can't help it.
Yeah.
See, I knew there was something attracted to me to you right away.
Yeah. So that's basically what we do. We don't try not to do too much, only because we do a lot. And she works at the hospital, and she works like 12-hour shifts and stuff like this. So, and then I have students coming in, and of course I'm working with the management company. So it gets going pretty good,
Yeah, I don't know how you have time to do anything else.
Well, you have to find the time, especially, I think once, for me anyway, once the Rise Up tour has passed and stuff, and we're going on to the next tour next year, and looking forward to doing. I'm actually helping out with the RiseUptv USA. I'm doing that, helping out there.
Oh, that's fantastic to hear.
Yeah. So once you get used to it, I think everybody would be like, okay, we've done it once. The second time around, okay, what can we do better, or what can we do different, and go forward and do the same thing all over again.
It'll be a learning experience.
Yeah, it's a learning experience,
What's better than to see the real thing, though? That's what I just loved from the first time I heard about, the whole concept of the indie music buzz and this happening. And then I got to meet the artists, and you guys are fabulous. But I got to say, Azariah, you work very, very hard for this tour all the time. And I know I appreciate it, and I'm sure other people do too.
Well, I hear it too from other people, so it's great to hear, and that just pushes you on.
It does.
Oh, it does. So every little bit helps, and every day's a new day.
It is. It is. Well, I am ready for some more of your music. So we're going to leave now, but I want to thank you one more time for taking the time to stop by and visit with us today and let people get to know you a little bit and share your sound.
Monica, thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun, talking to you and finally meeting you. And I appreciate you enjoying my music. It's a great plus, especially a woman of your stature has a radio show. That's just so awesome. And I hope we're going to be doing this again.
And we absolutely will. I'm going to remember that. After the
Well,
tour.
Rise Up on the bus. Let's do it on the
Oh,
bus.
we're going to definitely do it on the bus.
Yeah.
If there's a way, we're going to be there.
Right
With
on.
that, folks, we're going to say goodbye. And it's been wonderful chatting with you, Azariah.
Awesome.
And we're going to enjoy some more of your great music.
Okay. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.